Well, thank you all so much for helping with my project. Shrikant, I was wondering if you could say a little bit about yourself, and then we can have Chakra talk a little bit about him.
Yeah, I've always been a enthusiast of space. I love planets. I love solar systems. We even bought a telescope about a couple of years ago. So big interest in space. And this is Chakra. And he's okay. But oh, by the way, do I need to introduce about myself, about where I work and all that, or just in general?
And just in general, that's
Okay,
good.
yeah,
Yep.
that's good. Chakra.
I really like space. I've been learning about it for a long time. I've liked learning about it when I was in preschool, so like around 5 or 4 years ago.
And what grade are you in?
I'm in fourth grade.
Oh, wow. Are a lot of your classmates also interested in space?
Um, I'm not sure about them, but my teacher did assign the whole class on a space topic, where like on space, where we have to just learn about space, and we have like these slides where we write down all the stuff we learned.
That's neat. So what are the types of things that um, get yourself and your friends most excited? Like, what are you all most into?
Minecraft.
Mine? That's awesome. What do you like about Minecraft?
Just playing it. I like where you just have to survive, and I like where you have to beat the game.
I was like, I think there's like a version where like zombies are coming after you or something like that, maybe?
No, that's not a version. That's just survival mode.
Oh, okay.
Do you ever build any space colonies in Minecraft?
Uh, Space colonies. I've never done that.
Okay.
That's really, really neat though.
Well, I have built the International Space Station. I showed you. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh, in Minecraft?
Yeah.
Oh, how long did that take you?
A long time. It was really big.
Wow. Did you know that NASA's planning to send astronauts to the moon in 2024?
I did not know that until my dad told me that.
We saw your video, so like on your
Yeah.
on your website, and that's how we got to know as well. But he just wanted to know who you are, so I showed him your video to show your face, and that's when he found out. He was like, "Really?"
I know most of the people I've talked to don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think NASA needs to do differently to let people know?
I think it would be more safe on the moon if they could like build something on there, like a base. I'm pretty sure they are going to do that. I'm not sure if that's true though.
If they build a base on the moon, is that something you'd like to visit someday?
Yes, definitely.
What do you think it'd be like? Like, how would it be different than your everyday life?
Maybe the structure would have to be different if it wanted like to stick to the ground, because there's a lot less gravity on the moon.
Are there some things you want to do if you had less gravity, like that you would do on the moon that you couldn't do here?
Yes,
Ooh.
jumping around.
I figured.
Basketball would be a completely different game there, huh?
Yes.
Oh,
Have to.
you can tell your parents and teacher my homework just flew away. Oh, my pencil flew away. I couldn't do my homework.
Um, well, what do you think about us going back to the moon? Like, do you think it's a good thing, or do you think we should be focused on other things? What
I
do you
think
think?
I think we should go to the moon, because then we could find maybe like life on the moon that we thought never existed, and could be somewhere where we thought it would definitely won't be, like underground.
That that'd be neat. Did you know there's ice on the moon?
No, I did not know that.
So the moon has like a 1 degree tilt with respect to the sun, and there's these craters on the poles of the moon where there's areas that are constantly shadowed. And since there's no atmosphere, those shadowed areas are extremely cold. And so water molecules have made it in there over time and just gotten frozen and stayed.
Are craters on the moon created by asteroids that hit the moon?
They are. And would you believe even more asteroids have hit the Earth? Every day, meteors are hitting the Earth, but most of them burn up in the atmosphere. And the ones that don't, most of them land in the ocean. But on the moon, you can see the effects of how dangerous the space the Earth's been traveling through.
Was the worst was the worst asteroid that ever hit Earth the asteroid that wiped out all the dinosaurs?
I'm not sure. That's a good question. There may have been even bigger impacts before. Some people think that the moon was actually the result of an impact, which that would have been even worse than the impact that hit the dinosaurs.
Oh,
Do you know the last time you went to the moon?
the last time I went to the moon?
No, that anybody's gone to the moon.
No, I don't.
Do you think it was like 10 years, 20 years ago, 100 years ago?
40 or 50 years ago, I think.
Wow, yes, you're right on the money. At 1972, so almost exactly 50 years ago.
But Chakra wants to go to the Mars.
Yeah,
Oh, why do you like Mars?
because if there could be life on Mars, it could change everything. I hear that they have found water underneath the poles of Mars. Is that true?
Yes, there's, it's so cold on Mars that carbon dioxide's in a solid state. So they have frozen carbon dioxide, but yes, there's frozen water on Mars as well.
Wow. And there are poles on Mars, right? Like a North Pole, South Pole.
There are.
I know that the poles on the North and South Pole on Earth are because of the Ice Age from a long time ago. But then, how was did Mars also have like an Ice Age or something like that?
Well, it's very, very cold on Mars right now. So some people would argue that it's still in an ice age.
Oh,
And it has a very thin atmosphere. If you go to the tallest mountain on Earth, it would still be many times thicker than the atmosphere is on Mars at the deepest place.
oh.
It's kind of neat. So do you think we're going to have people living in the rest of the solar system by the time that you're, let's say, in college?
I'm not sure if it's true. On a YouTube video, someone said that by 2100, we might be on we might have a Mars space, but I'm not sure if that's true. I don't think that's true, but I know that since the sun is going to die in 5 billion years, so I'm thinking that before 5 billion years we should be on a different planet by then.
What would it take to do that?
I'm not sure yet, but maybe we can like create faster space vehicles or machines that could go to other planets that do have life or could have life, but it could be like a lot faster. So it wouldn't take many light years.
Yeah, I mean, Ed, do you know how fast light is?
I'm thinking somewhere like 100,000 miles per hour.
I think it's something like that. Yeah, it takes about 15 minutes for the light from the sun from the time it leaves the sun's surface to actually hit the Earth.
Then how does it keep shining on the Earth?
Oh, it's continuous. It's just like, but if you look at the time it takes for the light to actually make it here, it takes 15 minutes. So if the sun suddenly stopped shining light, you won't know about it until 15 minutes later.
So does that also mean that when sunrise starts, the when you see the sun, it's completely out, right? When the sun is completely out, it actually came out 15 minutes before.
That's true.
And also, how does the moon like be so bright?
Well, the sun's so bright and the light reflects off of the moon. It'd be like you holding a sheet of white paper in front of a bright car light. You would be able to see the effects of that as well.
Wait, if I know that if we, or can I keep asking questions?
Absolutely.
Is there a reason that Earth would not be possible without the sun? Is because the temperatures would drop down really fast to a very low temperature?
That's definitely one reason. Another reason, though, is most of life on Earth ultimately is dependent upon processes that plants do, and they need the light for photosynthesis. So if all the plants died because there was no light, the animals would die very shortly afterwards.
Also, is it possible that the Earth any day now could go or leave its orbit? Is it that possible?
I don't know how. I mean, I'm not going to say anything's impossible, but I want to say I don't know how.
And that's all my questions.
Did you know that the sun actually generates energy in every direction? So, and if you look at how much energy is being generated and actually falling on the Earth, only 1/700th billionth of the sun's energy actually hits the Earth.
What?
So the sunlight actually goes much farther than we think it goes.
Well, it goes in all directions, and it's just radiating out in space, not being used by anything.
Well, we capture some in our roof.
Somewhat. With the solar panels.
Yeah. So we have solar panels on our roof. So on our roof,
That's awesome.
so he basically always like goes to my app and figures out, how many trees we've saved, how much electricity we've saved. So yeah. So we're contributing to a little bit by capturing some of that.
Also, we like in the night, like trying to find Jupiter or Mars in the sky without using like any apps like Skyview.
That's pretty neat. Have you looked at Jupiter or Saturn in a telescope?
Once in this place, I can't remember where it was, but I do remember only once, like we were at this huge telescope and we saw like actually seeing it, and we think we might get a telescope like that.
Well, we wanted to buy that Celestron, one of the Celestron telescopes, but because of COVID, it's completely sold out. All telescopes are sold out, so they're all, we ordered it, but we have no idea when it's going to be shipped. Maybe 2 months, 3 months, who knows?
You already ordered it.
Oh, yeah. That's sad because I was planning to order one for myself too.
So you know what? I'll Slack you when I know it's available. There's nothing available right now.
It sounds like they need a model.
Yeah.
Celestron.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, because everybody in the, like once COVID hit, everybody in February, March,
they need
like
something to do.
Yeah, they didn't know what to do, so like everybody started ordering telescopes, and the manufacturers didn't even expect it. Celestron, Orion, Meade, all these guys make telescopes. None of them have any availability.
That's amazing. Yeah, I hear the same thing's true of like exercise equipment and TVs, monitors, laptops, computers, gaming stations.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. So did you all know that SpaceX is building the spacecraft that could carry 100 people to space at a time?
Would that be much bigger than the other spacecrafts that's been going to the moon?
It will be, yeah. Well, I mean, it'd be about the same size actually, but they're actually building it right now in Boca Chica, Texas, which is near Brownsville, and they're supposed to be doing. They've been doing these tests where they just have it go up and move over and land because they plan for it to be 100% reusable.
Okay.
But it'd be.
I didn't know there would be 100 people in it.
Yeah, it can carry 100 people, but the more important thing is it'll be 100% reusable. So right now, the reason space travel is so expensive is we build the spacecraft and then we only use it for 2 minutes to get you into space and then we throw it away. Yeah. But with the 100% reusable, spacecraft, they're planning to make it so that it takes off, lands, refuels, takes off, lands. And they're building a factory that they think they can make 2 of these per week, and each
Wow,
one could do like 3 flights a day.
that is
So,
not.
just imagine, like, this is like going from your single engine, single person plane to a 747. It's like
Wow.
the scale is unbelievable.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Elon Musk too.
Yeah.
What do you know about Elon?
He created the Tesla and SpaceX, and he did send a car in a spacecraft, I think.
Yeah, I
That's
think so.
true.
And I know that the Tesla he made doesn't need gas. I don't know what it needs. I can't remember.
Electricity, batteries.
Yeah. Well, yeah, electricity.
Do you know which country Elon was born in?
No.
Do you know which continent he was born in?
North America?
Would you believe Africa?
I didn't know that
No.
either.
He's from South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah.
What?
South Africa.
Oh.
Yeah. He came from there and went to Canada, and then from Canada came to the US, and he started an online business directory back whenever the internet was just getting started, and sold it to Compaq Computer Corporation for like a couple $100 million, and then rolled that into creating PayPal, and
Yeah.
then from that he's been able to create SpaceX and Tesla. And have you heard of Starlink?
No, I haven't.
So Starlink is going to be this constellation of thousands of satellites that will provide high-speed internet access all around the world. And SpaceX is currently in the process of rolling it out. So
Nice.
they have beta testers in the northern US right now that are testing it, and the results look very promising, but it's gonna be awesome.
That's cool.
So what's your goal, Nathan? Do you want to go to Mars?
I want to see humanity branch out into the rest of the solar system, and I would like to see humanity to come together, just like this book is all about, and actually realize all the opportunities that we have, as opposed to just kind of squabbling over the thing that we have here. It feels like, can you imagine everybody like in one room of one house arguing over the best position in that room, and none of them willing to go out of that room to other rooms, or even out of the house to other places? I mean, that would be just crazy. And us being on Earth, kind of all bottled up like that, seems the same way.
Yeah, very true.
To me.
Yeah, right now because of COVID, we can't even leave our house. So.
Yeah, it's astronaut training for that trip to Mars.
Yeah, true.
Are they planning for a trip to Mars, NASA?
They are, but it's really a loose plan right now. Like no firm things. Their plan is to get back to the moon, test the equipment, the technology, prove that they can do it, and then at some point send a trip to Mars. One thing that's important to realize, you have an astronaut on the space station. If he runs into a problem, he probably doesn't solve it, actually. Instead, he calls down to NASA, explains the problem. Then they have like an army of engineers and technicians and what have you that figure out the solution. And then they call him up and give him step-by-step directions on how to fix the problem. Now, as you're traveling to Mars, the time it takes to communicate back to Earth becomes slower and slower and slower. And sometimes it takes as long as 15 minutes in each direction to talk to somebody, in Mars. And so that means like a 30-minute round trip. So how can you get the same level of support from these people? Which means you now need to be able to solve problems that you never had to solve yourself on this craft. And plus, you can't get replacements. Now they need a replacement. They're like, okay, we'll send one up in 6 months. On the trip to Mars, need a replacement. Okay, hope you survive. See you when you get back, or not. So.
Maybe they can order it on Amazon.
Yeah. Whenever the Amazon Mars Prime service becomes a reality, it'd definitely be a lot safer to travel to
product, if they order on Amazon, they can send it, ship it.
Why not? Why not? You know, Jeff Bezos has a space company.
Yeah, we do
I-
know that. The CEO of Amazon, one of the richest guys in the world, or maybe the richest man in the world.
Yeah. Well, I really appreciate y'all's time. It was so good to talk to y'all, and I really loved your book too. I can't wait to check out some of the other ones you have in the works.
Thank you.
One of our other books are coming out soon. Probably like in January, February.
Maybe not January. Maybe 3 to 6 months. Yeah.
The illustrations are almost done.
Yeah, but we have a lot of other steps to do. So this is the publishing process. Like, because of, having to, Chakra was the one who pushed us to, make books out of our stories. So that story that you read is just a random story that, we made when he was a kid, when he was 5.5 years old. And then he came back to us and kept asking us, can you make a book? First few times we just ignored it because we thought he's just being a kid. And then, but he kept at it. He kept pushing us again and again, saying, so what's the status on the book? When is it going to be out? How are we going to do it? And so I had to find the whole process. It took me 3 years to make that book.
That is awesome. But that's the way to get things done. Tenacity, persistence, and keep after itness.
I think it's gonna take less time because we know the steps now
Yeah,
and how to do it.
that is true. Just like space travel, right? When you keep doing things again and again, you learn more and you get better at it. But thank you so much, Nathan, for including us in your countdown to the moon journey.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. It was great to meet both of y'all and have this conversation. I look forward to the day where we could do this in person.
I know, it would be awesome.
So,
Where do you live, Nathan? I forget.
Oh, Houston, Texas.
Oh, Houston. Okay. Oh, we've been to some of the space. I think that Houston has a space center, right?
That's true. Yeah, the Human Space Flight Center, Johnson Space Center is what it's better known as, but it's where Mission Control is.
Yeah, and then we also went to Cape Canaveral in Florida 2-3 years ago, and he loved it there. All the
Cape Canaveral, what's that again?
the space thing. You saw all the rockets and all that. Remember?
Oh yeah.
That was cool.
Do they have those huge Blue Origin buildings outside of the visitor center at that point?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, yes, they did. They did. For some reason, it was closed that day, so we couldn't go in.
Okay, but I mean, the Blue Origin buildings are larger than the the visitor center, which is wow. So
well, thank you so much, Nathan, and look forward to hearing more about your countdown to moon, and hopefully you go to the moon.
yeah, absolutely. And if y'all know anybody else that I can include, I got like 1,487 more days to go. So I need to make more friends.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, Nathan. Bye.
Bye-bye.